G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I'm the Ginger Ninja and these are my Trashy Tuesday movie reviews. Now, if you're new to my channel, you're probably wondering why you're looking at trashy films. Well, to me, trashy doesn't always mean bad. Trashy films, at least the ones that I'm looking at, and not all of them, but most of them, generally have a certain quality about them. These films are mostly found in the 80s. They're generally low budget. The acting may not be that great and the writing may be a little cheesy, but it's definitely got a lot of something to it. And this film definitely has a lot of something to it. We are looking at Nightmare Sisters from 1988. Now, before we do, I do want to say a big thank you to all my new and existing subscribers. I know I say it every week, but seriously, thank you. Anyway, let's get into the movie. Now, this film was directed by daviddecoteau. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And the film stars linneaquigley, brinkestevens, and michellebauer. That's all you need to know. There you go. What more do you need? Anyway, let's get into the plot, shall we? Because, well, look, the plot isn't the main thing about this movie. But here it is. 3 geeky college girls who can't get a date organise a seance and become sex-starved vamps. Yeah, that's the plot. That's what I mean. 80s, trashy films, cheesiness. What more do you want? Anyway, look, this film certainly is something. It was shot over a long weekend and became known as the 4-day wonder. Now, it actually began as a dare to the director the dare was something along the lines he had to film in a single location on 35mm and in a weekend. So they did over a 4-day long weekend. And it was done after the completion of his full moon feature, sororitybabes And 3 of his leading ladies from that film, linneaquigley, michellebauer, brinkestevens, jumped at the chance to star in this comic horror fantasy, while getting a chance to stretch their acting chops by playing both sorority nerds and demonic temptresses. These films generally have a certain amount of nudity in them, and this is no exception. Yeah, not that I'm complaining about that. But half the movie we have Linnea, Michelle, and Brink topless. Yeah. No matter the faults this movie has, no matter how bad the film may seem, these ladies more than make up for it. They throw their all into these characters and they have fun with it. This is not a serious movie and it's not one that should be taken seriously. It is pure B-movie fun. All right, so let's have a look at the cast. And look, the performances in Nightmare Sisters are one of the highlights. linneaquigley, brinkestevens, and michellebauer, all legendary scream queens of the 80s and 90s. They bring a lot of energy and charm to their roles. Yeah, it's undeniable. Quigley stands out with her comedic timing and on-screen presence. Stevens and Bauer, however, complement her well, and that makes this trio's organic chemistry one of the film's strongest aspects. They just work so well together and have a lot of fun. The supporting cast, including the hapless fraternity brothers, various other quirky characters, they do add to the film's humorous and offbeat tone. The acting is over the top, but that's precisely what makes this movie so much fun. Watching their transformation from nerdy to naughty, it's a treat. And they clearly relish the material that they're given. And I mean, it's not great, but who cares? Like, it's all about fun. The exaggerated performances is what the film's humor is derived from. The absurd situations these characters find themselves in. And that's what we're after. Right there. Now on to the directing and the writing. And look, director David Decoteau, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but he is a director that's known for his work in low-budget horror. And he delivers a film that embraces its B-movie identity quite wholeheartedly. The pacing in the movie is brisk, and it ensures that the movie's 83-minute, under an hour and a half, it ensures that its runtime is filled with enough offbeat comedy and outrageous moments to really keep you glued to the screen and entertained. His direction showcases his ability to balance humor and not quite horror, I want to say supernatural elements. And it creates a film that isn't scary and it's not outright funny, but it offers enough in the way of humor and fun to keep you entertained again. And that's really what we're after. The plot itself is, I want to say straightforward, but it's nonsensical, really. It does fit that B-movie horror comedy mold perfectly, but it's, like I said, it's nonsensical and thin. And it relies heavily on cliched horror tropes. The dialogue is often stilted and very cheesy, and that might not appeal to viewers looking for a more sophisticated writing style, but Nightmare Sisters, I think you kind of know what you're getting into when you look at the title, right? Okay, so let's move on to the effects, and they are what they are. What do you expect from a low-budget 80s horror flick? They're cheesy and charming. They're not going to blow you away. There are a few factors into it which I did enjoy. I like the fangs. I thought they looked good when the fangs come out. They're fine. The spectre at the end looked really good. Like the special effects use the physical effects. However, that's about all you've got to go on in this one. I will say this, that the fact that I think the majority of the cast brought their own costumes or made their own costumes. Michellebauer made her own cave woman costume. Brinkestevens bought her own dominatrix outfit. Yeah. I guess that's how they kept the budget down. And it does add to the overall film's aesthetic, really. It's, to me, it's this, what these characters or what these actors are bringing to their roles. It's what's missing from a lot of movies now, because you see some of these low budget films out there and it's so bad. They don't even have the charm that these films had. But anyway, I'm talking about the effects. And look, I'm not going to get on to Ouija Shark because that film is fucking terrible. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's a bad movie, but it's got, Anyway, back to the effects. So the opening seance scene, that looked really cool. It's got these hokey props and spooky lighting. And it's a real highlight because it sets a tone for the, just outrageousness to follow. Now on to rewatchability. And look, back in my teens, I would have watched this a lot. And not for the plot. There is a very lengthy bathing scene. Not that I was complaining, but look, it is a fun one to revisit. But I can't see myself putting this into a high rotation. Every so often I might chuck it on for something to watch. Now, final thoughts on Nightmare Sisters. And look, this isn't a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. It's a lot of fun though. It's the kind of movie where you can watch it with some friends, laugh at the absurdity, and enjoy the sheer campiness of it all. If you're a fan of 80s horror, cult classics, or just want to see something really offbeat, give this one a shot. Just remember, leave your critical thinking at the door and just embrace the absolute madness. Overall, for a score, I would give this a 6.5 out of 10. There you have it. That is my review of Nightmare Sisters. Have you seen this film? Let me know what you thought of it if you have, because I'd really be keen to hear everyone's thoughts on this film. Like I said, it is a very trashy film, but it's also a lot of fun. And like I said, not just for that bathing scene, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just, yeah, it's one of those films where you can just switch your brain off and enjoy it for no reason whatsoever. Just, you can feel the cast having a lot of fun with it. They're enjoying themselves, and you know, who could ask for more? Anyway, I'm rambling on. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. It'd be much appreciated. And if you've made it through this far, why don't you subscribe to my channel? Hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I do release a new review. We are coming up to August. In August, I will be doing Argento August. Now, that may be replacing Trashy Tuesday or Franchise Friday, one or the other. Depends on how I go, but it will be replacing one of them for August only. I will be looking at 4 Argento films for August. The first one I'll be looking at will be done as a live stream. There is a poll up on my community page. If you haven't voted, please do go and check it out. Vote for the movie that you want to see watched, or you want to join the watch party. You know, you can watch along with me. It's fine. That's what it's there for. Anyway, look, I'm rambling on and it's late. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.